Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Today, I've got nothing but video clips for you. This is the companion video that goes along with the Let's Talk About Shallow Cross Concepts, how you can use it in your offense. And so what I did, I just got so detailed in going over the diagrams in the last video. I said, I'll just make a separate video with the video clips. Let's see how that goes. And so that's why I did that. So this one is nothing but video clips of the shallow cross concept. I got several high school teams that are in the clips, and a couple of them are even B team. Just to show you how it's not a difficult concept. Once the quarterback learns it, routes very easy. And like most of the things we do, you can kind of tweak it to suit you. And you'll see that in the video. The teams, none of them do it all alike. And it's just a great way. It's a great pass concept. And what I've been doing the last few weeks is just doing videos on some of my favorite pass concepts. I did the curl flat a couple of weeks ago. And this one, the high-low cross is what I call it. And we talked about that in the other video. That video is linked in the description of this video. And this video is linked in the description to the other one. The other one is like a clinic talk, whiteboard with the diagrams and drawing it up and showing you how we do it and how we did it. And then this one is the actual videos of teams running it. So that's pretty cool. All right, before we get going, the gun power spread system. I'm still getting requests for it. Guys, we're getting close to the season starting. You don't want to be changing horses in midstream, as the old saying goes. And I don't want you to have to do that. So, and this is something, you don't have to run the system. And I would venture to guess that 95% of the coaches who have bought the system are not running it completely. It's just because so much of it was catered to us. But this is what we did. It's how we did it. It's how we installed it. It's how we arrived at it. I've told you before, it's like a memoir at times. It's like I said that word right, memoir, a memoir. And I talk about how we tried stuff and it failed, and how we did this and how we arrived at that and why we do it a little bit different than maybe most other people do it. But also saying that that's not the correct way to do it if it doesn't work for you, just like the reason we tweaked it. And football is not an exact science. And I think you'll see that in the GPS system that there's room for creativity. It's only $100. By the way, if you buy all four of the premium resources, it's only $150 for all four of them. And if you bought them all separately, it'd be $210. I'm not a marketing guy, but I've been shopping enough to know how that works. So that's how I figured that out. But it's only $100, and you don't have to pay me for it up front. If you want to just look at it and see if it fits you, just send me an email, siegel.chip@gmail.com. Say, Coach, I'm interested. I want to try it out. I'll send it to you, because there's two things I have confidence in. Is your integrity, that if you don't like it, you will delete it. If you don't think you can use it, you'll kick it off your computer. And I also believe in the system. I have confidence in it, that you will look at it and go like, oh, there's enough stuff in here. This is a good thing to store on my computer so I can refer back to it. Maybe even during the season, we got something that comes up in that week's opponent. Let's see what Coach Chips did with this in his system. How did he deal with it? And you pull the joker up, because it's not an offense. It's a system. And it's just, like I said, it's what we use. You can use it for under center stuff. You can use it in gun. You can get in pistol, sidecar, offset, whatever it is. Guys, have I told you before? I've told you 100 times. A formation is not an offense, and an offense is not a system. And you need a system. I've already updated it. It's over 500 pages. So hit me up, siegel.chip@gmail.com. Give it a try. I'll also send you some free resources that, regardless of what you decide to do with the system, you keep the free resources as a gift from Football Talk with Coach Chip. All I ask is keep watching the channel and maybe you'll find something that helps you. Also, the offensive line manual is still available. Of course, it's always going to be available. I have reached an agreement with my daughters, and even when I leave this earth, the system, all of these stuff, the system, the O-line manual, the big book of bucks, the jet manual will still be available. They're going to take over my YouTube channel. They won't be making new videos, but they'll maintain it. They'll keep checking the email and sending stuff out. So you guys, if you buy the premium resources after I leave, you'll be supporting my granddaughters, which you kind of already are, but that's another story. The offensive line manual for gap down backer blocking, unleashing the power of angles and leverage. Go to Amazon, get it for $29.99, or hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. I'll send you the ebook on a trial basis, just like I would for the system. And if you like it, say, hey, Coach, yeah, here's your money. Here's my address. Send me the paperback too. So you get the ebook for making presentations to your players, bringing it up on the big screen. And you'll get the manual for writing in the margins and highlighting. So it's really good stuff. And that's a pretty good deal. So it's a book written by me, a 40-year high school coaching veteran, who for the vast majority of those 4 decades used gap down backer as my primary blocking scheme. So check that out too. Only $30. By the way, I charge a penny more than Amazon because I need the money more than Bezos does. Please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click on subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. It only helps me. I don't understand how it works, but I've watched it work. The algorithm is undefeated. Go ahead and subscribe. It helps me. If you've already subscribed, then share it with your coaching buddies. I'd appreciate it. You like podcasts? You want something to do on your commute to work? You want something to listen to when you're walking? You want something to listen to when you're running, on the treadmill, whatever it is you do? Check out Football Talk with Coach Chip. The podcast just started season 2, over 50 episodes in, counting season 1. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get podcasts. It's out there. Ton of different kinds of coaches from all walks of life. Most of them are me just talking with another guy, another coach. And we just talk football. We talk life. To me, it's fun. It's like sitting in the coach's office, which is part of the reason why I started it. It's kind of the vibe I wanted. I've had junior college coaches. I've had Division I coaches. I've had middle school coaches, youth league coaches, and a ton of high school coaches. Just today, as I record this, my conversation with Coach Chris Fisher, the guy that started the Texas High School Football Chat on Twitter/X, he was the guest. So go over and check that out. It's Football Talk with Coach Chip, the podcast. All right, to give you a refresher course from the other video, and if you haven't seen the other video, go ahead and watch the clips here. This is all video clips. And then below in the description is the link to the clinic talk. It wasn't really a clinic talk, but it's like a clinic talk where I've got the diagrams up and all that. And it's on the shallow cross and how you can use it in your offense. And you'll just see how other teams in these clips, how they use it, and go back and look at the other one. The other one is linked below, and this one is linked in the other one. So if you arrived here from the other one, thank you for following the link. If you haven't seen the original one with just the clinic talk with the whiteboard, at the end, click on it and go back and check it out. And I go into deep detail about how you can install it, little coaching points and all that good stuff. All right. Talk to y'all later. Enjoy the clips. Hey, coaches. As I said in the intro, this is the companion video for the shallow cross video that was released on July 5th, 6th weekend of 2025. The diagram video that this one is companion to is linked below, just like this one is linked in that one's description. Now, these are other teams. All of my shallow cross videos are not very good. I lost some of them in the shuffle of changing jobs here and there. But these are some that I found that run it similar to us. But you will notice that some of them, their H receiver is a little bit wider than on the diagrams. But you'll get the idea of what it looks like and how it's executed. And there's also a couple of times where I think they're doing a third read that I didn't mention in the original video piece. It is, I think they're reading it right down the middle and just reading the shallow and the dig, like looking to see if the dig is there and then checking down to the shallow as it comes out of the middle of the field. One thing you'll notice is that the shallow man is clearing the box before the quarterback throws it to him, just like I told you in the previous video. Let's take a look. There's your shallow, number 7 right here. Now the dig is not squared off, but that's okay. I mean, it worked for them. See how he slowed down? He didn't like come to a complete stop. Right in there, he's slowing down in the window. Boom, look at that. Right there. Look at that, look at that hole. And it's crazy how sometimes the linebackers will run with that cross. All right, here it is, some trips where you can see the shallow and the dig coming from the same side. Now, you remember the first video when I said in high school football, Federation rules, that they can collision the receiver legally as long as the ball has not been thrown. Watch this linebacker here on this receiver here. And defensive coaches, this is how you defend crossing routes in high school football. There you go. All right, look, that kid sat down early. He didn't even, look right here. Soon as he's in open space, in green grass, he's going to gear down, sit down, and the quarterback, look, his eyes are right down the middle. And by looking down the middle, it's like driving a car. As long as you look to the horizon, you're seeing everything between the tip of your nose and the horizon. And so he's looking down the middle of the field, looking for that window, and he can see the collision that happened right here. And so he knows, I got to throw the dig or check it off. Trips again. Look. Watch the linebacker. He don't know whether to scratch his ass or wind his watch. Watch. Here we go. Watch him. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like he's running the cone drill. Hey, all you coaches, hey, for everybody you've been told the cone drill has no carryover, well, here's your proof right here. Guys, I'm being very facetious. He did a good job. The quarterback didn't know who to throw it to either because he didn't know who this guy was going to cover. He was like, him, which one? So he ended up checking it down to the back and the flat. I'd love to have been in the meeting room and the coach said, what were you looking at? He said, Coach, I didn't know what that linebacker was doing. That makes two of y'all. The linebacker didn't either. See how he waited? Great example right here. You can see his head. Watch the Z, what we call Z. Watch his eyes looking right through here. Look at him. He's looking right through here so he doesn't get decleated or he sees it coming. And when he gets right about here, y'all, he looks back at his quarterback and the quarterback's there for him. It's good stuff, cuz. Watch it. Misses that guy looking right there. Look, he turns and looks because he's clearing the box. And he turns about a 5-yard pass into an explosive. That's about 20 yards. See, he didn't come to a complete stop. And I may have gave that impression in the other video. You can gear down. What I call gearing down is a slowing down, coming under control. See, he's in a window. And so he gears down so that he and the quarterback can just play pitch and catch. See, and then get right up the field, cover the football up because they're coming for you, Hoss. Again. Good. Let's watch 12. Watch 12. Look where his head is, looking right through here until he clears, and watch. Now you see, there's nobody to decleat him, so he starts looking for his quarterback because he's fixing to come out in space, and the quarterback sees that. These are the kind of passes even Coach Chip can throw because they're short little passes. You ain't got to protect forever. You really don't. I'm doing it in slow motion. Get upfield. Get vertical. Can't nothing happen. Nothing good happens dancing. Unless you're at the homecoming dance or the prom. Hey coaches, let me tell you about our partners over at Just Play Sports Solutions. All the play diagrams on Football Talk with Coach Chip since the spring of 2021 have been done by the My Just Play app Just Play Sports Solutions created. You can find it at myjustplay.com. Team packages, individual packages, which is what I got. With the team package, you create your playbooks, you make scout cards, you can add video to the play so the diagram literally comes to life. The players get an app, they put it on their phone, so you don't have to print any more playbooks, any more game plans, any more scouting reports. And since players never go anywhere without their phones, their playbook is always with them. Contact my buddy Brad Rumsey at brumsey@justplayss.com. brumsey@justplayss.com, or call him by phone at 517-937-5433. Tell him Coach Chip sent you. There's a few good things that can happen. Again, the quarterback, very well coached. All right, now there's a wide receiver over here at the bottom and a corner. All right, here's an outside backer. Watch what the outside backer does. And as soon as the quarterback sees him do this, he knows his shoot to the flat is going to be open. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Pitch and catch. Are y'all seeing anything so far that requires a cannon for an arm? Anything? I'll wait. No. You go. And you can't give up. And I've had that issue too with quarterbacks. They'll give up on the shallow because it's not open in here. You got to school them now. You got to teach them. You can't give up on that thing when he's in here because he could come out right here and be open. That's what I like about this as well. He looked 44. He didn't run up the field or anything. He just got flat and worked real shallow across right here. He wants to be in front of those linebackers if they do their normal drop. See, look. And if you've watched many of my videos, you've heard me say the worst pass defenders in the secondary are the inside linebackers. They just don't do it that much. They do it for a month in the summer and 7-on-7, but the majority of their practice time is what? Run stop, run stop, run stop. All right, here's a team out of Florida. They got their dude, and you'll see what I mean by dude after he gets his hands on the ball. Look at that. Yeah, they got their dude running the shallow. Good job, very shallow. He's in front of the linebackers. Now it's a race between your best player, hopefully, or at least one of your fastest players, and an inside linebacker, who is probably not one of their fastest players. I'll bet you $100 he's right-handed. Okay. And that was a little bit late. He was open early, but notice how open the flat is. And I'm not picking on them, but it's just because they're not taught pass defense much, these guys. First off, look how close they are to the line of scrimmage. This looks like the Cowboys back in '68. And y'all go back and look at some old film, you see what I'm talking about, the way linebackers really got close to the line. And then when they drop, I mean, they're not covering anything. Again, inside linebackers, they're not great pass defenders. So they step up. Well, one of them's blitzing. No, he came back. Look at there. You know, they didn't drop to their, but even if they drop to their spots, perfect, their hook curl spots, nothing's happening. They're not doing anything that can stop that. And they won't. And again, notice you don't have to protect for a long amount of time. Good, you're getting it to an athlete in space. All right, watch the slot. He releases immediately. You know, they teach run through the heels of where the D-line was. Let's see if he runs through the heels. All right, the heels are right here behind that line. Oh, yeah. If the D-line had not come off the ball, he'd have tripped over him. That's really good. And we taught that. We didn't stress it. But we taught it in case they got a little deep, they still wouldn't be but 3 or 4 yards. Now, in the other video, in the diagram video, I said 3 or 4 yards. 3 or 4 yards is the ceiling. So you do want to teach them, maybe a good coaching point, is to run through the heels of the D-line, right there. And if they get a little bit deep, so that's 1, that's 2. The heels are at 2. So they get 3 or 4, it's not the end of the friggin' world. Okay, if you just tell them 3 or 4, they may get 5 or 6, and that's too deep, but they're getting in the way of the dig. And good linebackers are doing what they're coached to do and drop to their hook curl spots, can make the play. So you want to teach them a good coaching point is the heels. And that's why I love that. But this kid's well coached too. But we release it straight through, look at there, right through the heels. And he's so shallow, the linebacker tried to get hands on him, and he couldn't because linebackers were like, I got to get to my spot. Watch, this linebacker is conflicted. Do I jam him? Do I knock him? Do I reroute him? But I got a hook curl zone to get to. I better get back. And see, and he doesn't knock him off his route because you're using his coaching against him. So now they got their H lined up tight, snug, like Coach Chip likes it. See right there? Now you're on the hash. It's high school hashes. You can't let it carry too far or you'll run him out of bounds. So you got to hit him. Hits him at the top of the numbers. Gives him a little room to turn up. And it's 1st and 10, and he picks up 5. Got a little bunch over here, a little tight bunch. And they ran it with the widest receiver. You can do that as well. That was just an athlete being an athlete right there, cuz. And he's going to continue to be an athlete. And when you got a dude, let a dude do duty things, if you know what I mean. Watch their dude. Again, very shallow. Throws a PE pass. Say, what's a PE pass? The kind of pass you see in PE. But you're throwing a PE pass to a dude. Okay, coaches, thanks again for tuning in. Football Talk with Coach Chip here on YouTube. Thank you to our sponsor, Just Play Sports Solutions, and their My Just Play app. Go over and talk to my buddy Brad Rumsey. It's brumsey at justplayss.com. Or you can call him by phone at 517-937-5433. But do me a favor, when you hit up Coach Rumsey, be sure to tell him that Coach Chip sent you. Because Y'all, all of the diagrams on the previous video and all the other videos that I've made since the spring of 2021 have come from the MyJustPlay app. People commenting on it all the time. Say, hey man, I get messages. Say, how do you draw your plays? What platform are you using or whatever? Y'all, I've done them all. This is the best one. So be sure to contact Coach Rumsey. Tell him Coach Chip sent you. And until next time, coaches, y'all know, be elite.